So I'm in LAX on my birthday. I was going to go out to JFK to New York to do some shows in Carolinas and stuff. So we're flying out. It's me, my wife, and Harley and her friend are flying. And my wife and Harley and her friend had gone through security, and I was the last one to go through security by myself. And as I'm collecting my shit on the other end of the belt, I hear Kevin, and I look up and he goes, "It's Bobby Moynihan from SNL." And I was like, "Holy shit, man!" I said, "Stay there, I gotta talk to you and shit." So I collected my shit and I gave him a big hug and stuff. I was like, "Dude, I'm such a huge fan, man. I didn't get to talk to you at San Diego Comic Con because I was like in a weird way." He goes, "I know, when I talked to you, I was like, what the fuck's wrong with him?" He's like, "Then I read the internet." And I knew exactly what was wrong with you. And he goes, "I just wanted to meet and tell you, man, that like, it's funny to me, but I got SNL because of you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, I auditioned with 3 bits on SNL. And the bit that I did about you killed." And I was like, "You did a bit about me?" He goes, "Yeah. I went out and one of my bits was, I took a baseball cap, put it on backwards, and I said, I'm Kevin Smith directing the movie Clerks." And then I lit a cigarette, smoked it, and didn't say anything for 10 minutes. I said, "Did that fucking play?" He goes, "It was huge, dude." He's going, "For the first 3 minutes, they were rolling and shit like that. And then around minute 4, you could tell the room was like, is he fucking gonna keep this up and shit?" He's like, "And every time I thought I was losing him, I would add a flourish." He's going, "So like, if I felt the room leaving me, I would do something like this, because I'd sit there and smoke, just staring in the distance. And then suddenly I'd go." It's like it would bring the house down again. I was like, "Oh, motherfucker, you gotta come over and tell my kid this story, man. My kid is a massive SNL fan. I was a massive SNL fan long before I ever thought about being a filmmaker. I wanted to write for SNL. I grew up watching this shit, right? I watched the very first episode when it was on TV live when I was a kid. Couldn't believe my parents let me stay up. But we did and watched it. So when I was a boy, that's what I wanted to do. I went to college in New York at the New School for Social Research, because I wanted to get a job on SNL. And I would leave college early, drop classes, and go to 30 Rock and just sit in the lobby and wait to be discovered like an asshole and shit. And then it would never happen because it's illogical. And then I'd cry that my dreams weren't coming true. And that's the worst way to get hired for a comedy show, to sit in the lobby and fucking So, you know, my kid, she loves the show as well, and I never turned her on to it. She just discovered it herself and stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, awesome, we share that together." So I was like, "You gotta come tell my kid that you did me to get on SNL. That'll give me huge brownie points and shit. She'll think that's cool." So I was like, "All right," and I brought him over to the gate where my wife and Harley and her friend were. And I'm like, "Harley, look who it is." And she's like, "Holy fuck, Bobby Moynihan," and shit. Because that's how we talk in our house. And I said, "Tell her the story that you told me, please." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he told her the story about fucking auditioning for SNL. And at the end of it, she was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that fucking dude from SNL? Show you love. He just told you a story about how he got on SNL by playing your father. How's that? What do you think of that?" And she goes, "Well, I think it's a way better way to get on SNL than by crying in the lobby." She's such a smart ass. Anyway, what was your question?
First off, I wanted to say thank you for one of your panels from several years ago.
Really? Which ones you go to?
Well, all of them except for last year's. But
thanks.
I had to, man. It was awesome.
Dude, I hear you.
I'm sorry for that. I feel bad. I feel bad.
No, you should not feel bad. I honestly, I talked to Eddie at one point last year, and I was like, we should cancel this panel and just go watch Star Wars. I've heard Kevin Smith talk a lot. I don't give a shit anymore. I've never seen a Star Wars concert. He goes, "No, dude, there are people outside and stuff." And there were people outside. We did. It was a great show. When my kid came up front, some of those cats are here tonight. When my kid came up, like at the end of the show, like I was like, "What'd you think?" And she goes, "I've never seen that many people in my life." And I was like, "Oh my God, like normally it's way more." And she's like, "That was a fuck ton of people and stuff." It's all perspective, you know what I'm saying? And so I learned so much last year. Like I walked away a stronger person. That was like my worst fear. My worst fear should be stuff like my kid dying and stuff, but instead it's like, what if all H is empty? And And you grow. Like after years of that being a fucking fear, like it didn't matter, man. And then I walked out tonight, it didn't bother me. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I can't believe they still let me play this fucking gorgeous room. I'm happy to play to anybody that's here and stuff like that. But I've done some other panels where like the room didn't fill up either, and I felt like, oh shit. Like that was my big thing. Forever was my kryptonite and shit. Now, it doesn't bother me one iota. I grew a little bit because of it. It was cool, and I got a cool story.